Good morning, Miss Dee. It's nice to meet you. I am Dr. Moretti. I'll be working with you today to help ensure that your pregnancy and birth experiences are safe for both you and your baby.
Can you please repeat that? What you're going to be talking about today?
I'll be working with you today to help ensure that your pregnancy and birth experiences are safe for both you and your baby.
Okay, thank you. Last week, I went to my OBGYN. And she told me that I had gestational diabetes and it was bad. And now I'm scared and I don't know what to do. I've never had diabetes before. So now what? This is the first time I've been pregnant. I don't know what to do. I've just been thinking it's too much. So what can I do about that?
Well, those feelings are normal, and gestational diabetes is one of the most common complications faced by pregnant women. Most of the time, it only requires some changes to your lifestyle to get it under control.
Can you please hold?
Mm-hmm.
Can you please go on?
I'm finished.
Okay, thank you. My doctor didn't explain anything. So now I just don't know what I'm supposed to do, but thank you. I've recently been told that there's 4 different types. And I heard that I've been eating healthy, I've been exercising, and those are things I can do to help. And then I've been seriously eating healthy lately.
Okay, well, that's not necessarily the issue, but of course that helps. With your situation, you'll need to be more aware of not only what you are eating, but how much of each thing and how often. What do you typically eat for breakfast?
Well, in the mornings, I tend to drink orange juice. I drink about 1 glass in the morning. I usually eat honey nut oats. I eat about 2 bowls in the morning. I'm always really hungry. But I don't know if the sugar is to blame from the cereal.
All right, well, let's start there. So, when you eat, your digestive system breaks most of your food down into glucose or sugar.
Can you please hold? And can you please repeat after digestive system?
Your digestive system breaks most of your food down into glucose or sugar. Insulin is supposed to turn the glucose into energy. But if your body doesn't produce enough insulin, the glucose builds up to high levels that are unhealthy.
Can you repeat after what happens to her body after the insulin turns into energy?
If your body does not produce enough insulin, the glucose builds up to high levels that are unhealthy. So, carbohydrates are the biggest issue for women with gestational diabetes because carbs turn into glucose pretty quickly.
what happens after the carbohydrates? After they break down and go up, the carbohydrates is a problem to blame because...
Because carbs turn into glucose pretty quickly. Now, one serving of Honey Nut Oats has 22 grams of carbs, which means that you probably ate at least 44 grams of carbs with those 2 bowls of cereal.
Can you please repeat after Honey Nut Oats?
One serving of Honey Nut Oats has 22 grams of carbs, which means that you probably ate at least 44 grams of carbs with those 2 bowls of cereal. So, a cereal alone puts you at the upper limit of the total number of recommended carbs for any one meal.
Can you please repeat after she ate the carbs with the Honey Nut Oats?
Did you include the 44 grams?
Yes.
Okay, so cereal alone puts you at the upper limit of the total number of recommended carbs for any one meal. We suggest that you limit your carbs to between 30 and 45 grams per meal, with breakfast being at the low end.
Okay. I understand that. That makes sense. I find it interesting though that before I was eating healthy, I was exercising, I was doing the typical amount of things, and I was totally fine. But now, when we're discussing about the carbs and the different things, and it's so much, it's all new to me, so it's just really confusing. I've never experienced this before. My metabolism is really high. I've never needed anything like this before. So now it's just so new. It's really weird. And hopefully soon I'm going to be able to change it and I'm going to be able to eat healthy, even though I've already done it before. I'm just really hoping I can do it. And I would like to know if the sugar, is that the reason that I'm getting diabetes?
Sugar does have to do with diabetes, but we don't really know what causes gestational diabetes. It's not necessarily anything that you did or did not do.
Okay. But what will happen to my baby? Will it be in pain? Is it going to be sick? When it grows up later in life, will problems occur? What's going to happen?
Well, let's focus on the birth. And like I said, if you make the changes I'm going to recommend, then your baby will be fine. But with unmanaged gestational diabetes, there is a high risk of macrosomia, which essentially means that the baby will be overweight.
Can you please repeat, if the baby, when it's born and it'll be fine, what will happen?
But with unmanaged gestational diabetes, there is a high risk of macrosomia, which means that the baby will be overweight. That can lead to a difficult delivery where the child's shoulders get injured in the birth canal.
What disease will the baby have?
Macrosomia.
Can you please go on? Will you please repeat the ending?
So, the overweight baby can lead to a difficult delivery where the child's shoulders get injured in the birth canal. This can cause vaginal injuries or an increased risk of an episiotomy. But again, that's why you're here, so that we can be proactive about this process.
Okay. I would like to tell you that my doctor and we have both discussed, and we've already discussed it, that I already have my birth plan set into place. That I am not going to get any, I would prefer to have a normal birth. And then I'm not going to get any anesthesia or anything like that to help with the numbing. And we're decided that we're not going to cut into the vagina, that I'm going to have a natural birthing. And I would like to have that happen again. That is what my wish would be. And the doctor told me that if the baby is too big, that I would need to have a C-section. But I don't want that. And if I had a C-section now, the next time would I have to have a C-section? And that would be tough. And the VBAC would be tough. So I would really enjoy if you would help me.
Okay, done.
Okay.